Hello everybody and welcome back to Tiny House Soap Company. Today's bullet journal video is going to be about travel planning. My husband and I are getting ready to go on our big vacation to Yosemite, and I wanted to show you guys how I did traveling in my bullet journal. And so the way that this is going to go is I've got a Yosemite packing list, my itinerary layout, and I'm going to show you guys how I did that, as well as I'm also going to show you my first bullet journal and the first sort of iteration of traveling I did in it, just to give you guys an idea of how things change over time. So some of the big important things is it's going to be snowing there, so I want to make sure that I bring some warm clothing and am prepared for any snowy weather, as well as just having all of your toiletries and everything else. As you will see here in a minute on my technology list, I did get a GoPro, and so I am hoping to be able to do some recording and videoing while we are there so that I can make a little YouTube video about our trip to Yosemite. So if that's something that you're interested in, then let me know below and I will certainly work on that while we're out there. One of the questions that I get a lot is, what do I do for dailies? And as I've said before, I don't routinely do dailies, but in this instance, I do think having a daily spread or layout is definitely helpful in planning out your itinerary, especially if you have particular things that you want to get done on particular days. For me, the first and last day, which are going to be travel days, I'm going to use that daily log there to put in my flight info for when we're going there, the rental car info, the hotel info, anything important that I think I need to know while we're traveling. The other big thing that I'm going to use this for is planning out the weather. So I have pulled up on the weather, on a weather app, the forecast for the time while we are going to be there. I am doing this a little bit ahead of time, so you'll notice that somewhere along this video that the couple days at the end don't have a weather forecast, and that's because it was just too far in advance. They didn't have it at that time. I think being able to plan out the weather or have that log there can kind of help you in planning out the rest of your trip, but remember that the weather does change, and so that's something that I've even noticed now, that some of the forecasts that I had before has actually started to change already. And so it may be kind of interesting in another time to do your forecasted weather and then have another bracket down there that says actual weather, so you could kind of keep a log of what it actually was while you were there. You'll see that on this page I've actually changed the layout a little bit, and that's because I didn't have as much space on the first page where I only had Saturday and Sunday. So this time I'm trying to get the rest of the week on this 2-page spread. And so I've condensed the boxes a little bit, and instead of having that first box that has like Sunday and the date, I'm going to be doing that along the top. And then in the bigger boxes I'm going to be doing the weather forecast there. The other thing I've done on this page is put in a few little boxes that I can use as we go to put in any notes that I have, and then I also made a list of things that we want to see and a hiking list in particular that we want to do. I used a Tombow dual brush pen to do the accent lines, and I just really like the way that that looks. I also think it coordinates with the rest of the month of March for me. As you know, I love doodling in my bullet journal, and so I really liked the little airplane that I drew on the first travel day, and so I decided to go ahead and put it on the last travel day as well. And then I did use a few more different pens. After doing my pen review, I did find that I wanted to try out some of those other pens a little bit more, and so a lot of this setup was done with the Uniball fine liner, and I also used my Tombow Funesco pen for the majority of the calligraphy that I did in this bullet journal, which actually made the calligraphy go a little bit faster. And knowing how well that pen holds up with, waterproof and smudging, I'm probably going to try and use it a little bit more, and which the more that I use it, the better that I will become with it. So I recommend doing the same thing with pens that you're trying to master. The bullet journal is not about being a perfectionist, and as you've seen, I've messed up several times already in this planning, and so it's just working with things and becoming better and better with it. So I wanted to switch over and show you guys my first bullet journal. So this is my first Leuchtturm bullet journal, and I'm going to flip to the first travel page that I ever did, and you can see that it looks a lot different. Even my dashboard page is way different than the first one that I ever had. So my itinerary I put first. This time I put my packing list first rather than my itinerary, and then you can see that I had a budget plan in there which I didn't use. For recording my memories, I did these little doodles. And some of them you can see that I colored in with my Prismacolor pencils, and some of them I just got tired and I didn't do it, so they just stayed as pen doodles, which is fine. This time I'm going to be moving on and trying something a little different in my bullet journal. So I still want to record my memories, but what I have found is this little HP Sprocket printer that prints out these little photos that have a sticky back and you can put into your bullet journal. I can use my DSLR camera and transfer those photos onto my phone and still use this printer to print them. So I'm planning on taking this little printer with me, and I've got this little carrying case and everything that goes with it. And just to preview you guys, show you guys at least what it looks like. So here are some photos that I took on one of our trips recently, and I'll show you guys these a little bit more in depth whenever I do my March flip through. But this is kind of the layout and the plan that I have for capturing my memories while we are in Yosemite. And then I just had one or two more things, putting this Yosemite itinerary header onto my page, as well as putting my little stickers on that help me to navigate through my bullet journal a lot faster. So just a final flip through these two pages. I can't wait to show you the rest of my bullet journal that I've done while we are on vacation, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And as always, if you want to subscribe or if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That's great. Have a great day.